Hello and welcome back here to Gazzago and the Ospy Team racing circuit. It is basically still hot. Now we have a big one coming up for you. Not only do we have RCGP qualifying round 3, we go straight into the Super Pole, which hopefully people will understand this time. But before that, this is also the last gate start of the event, which hasn't always gone particularly well. Even the winner of yesterday's event wasn't that keen.
Today was a hard day. We tried some different things on the car, tires, and for the long final of tomorrow.
Despite winning, you weren't very happy with either of the starts. I mean, talk us through how you saw those two starts.
I mean, I like the start, but sometimes people are not correct with me, so I don't know why. But
I mean, do you think it's that the other people are being...
not all the people.
No. So, a certain person, do you think that certain person might be being perhaps taking risks a bit more than 50-50, possibly?
No, this time was not 50-50 for sure, no.
Do you leave the gate and do you just go arrow straight? Is that what you do?
And try to turn left if there isn't someone that turn me into right, but yeah, I go straight,
But of course the advantage of that was you had exciting races because you ended up having to run through the pack. I mean, is that...
Yeah, but it was not easy for sure.
With Max. So Max, it's been a whole weekend of new experiences. First of all, what do you think of the gate start situation?
Different, but yeah, I do like it. It spices things up. One time it goes well, sometimes it doesn't, so I think it's a hit or miss.
Problems in the last heat, what happened?
Some electronic stuff, so should be sorted.
Now, of course, you've got to come out for an hour-long final. You're used to long races in the real world. An hour is like nothing, isn't it?
Yeah, should be more or less easy for me, I think. Will be harder probably for the other guys.
Great stuff. Thanks, Max. Next one, Kevin, have you come in? Kevin Brunson. So, Kevin, we spoke to you yesterday. Now you've almost completed your first ever RCGP experience. How are you finding the new and the weird?
I'm really enjoying it, to be fair. It's obviously strange with a gate start, but got to lose the intelligence a little bit and sort of wait for the crashes and then try and pick off places. So.
How about the track? Is it you enjoying this track?
Oh, the track's phenomenal. Yeah, I love it. So difficult to drive, but it is good fun.
And obviously, with your Asian experience, the 1 hour final should be a shoo-in.
Well, we'll give it a go. I think concentration for an hour is going to be difficult, but yeah, we're testing tyres now and see what happens.
Great stuff. Thanks indeed, Kevin. And finally, JQ from JQ SM team. JQ, second round of the championship. Are you used to the changes?
I'm used to this now. It's not exotic to me. I'm enjoying it.
Last race, you actually made a really good start. And in fact, 2 or 3 of the races, you made good starts, but it just kind of faded away. Is that lack of pace in the car or lack of pace in the driver?
I think a bit of lack of pace in the driver. The first one, there were too many Mayakos around, and I panicked. But the previous one was pretty good. Yeah, I had a good race.
You do know you're in trouble, though, don't you?
I'm in trouble?
Yeah. You're supposed to have green wheels, and then you changed to white wheels. You didn't tell me. I had you down as Sanchetti for the whole of the first heat.
Okay. Well, maybe I made him look bad then, but I'm saving my green wheels for the main. So
that's a promise.
That's a promise.
Okay, good luck, man. So don't forget, it's not just the heat. We will go immediately from there, a small play, into the Super Pole. Now, the Super Pole is the top 3 of the qualifying heats. Will run off with 3 time laps. Fastest time lap is first over and gets pole on the grid start. It's a Le Mans start for the main hour-long final. And then second, and third is third. So nothing is decided till after the Super Pole. But first of all, we have the final qualifying race.
And we are getting ready for the third qualifier of RCGP. But remember, we still have, this is just qualifying to get to the Super Pole. TQ will not be determined until after the Super Bowl. If you remember from South Carolina, a lot of people were confused. Even Joe Bornhorst was upset. He said, how could I win all these runs? And David Ronnefalk wins one race, and he gets it. But that is the concept of Super Bowl. It's something carried on from the on-road racing scene. And I thought it was very exciting. So let's see how it works this weekend in Italy.
Obviously, Canas is definitely there, and I think Ongaro is definitely there.
Mm-hmm.
Third place, I assume, is currently Boots, but we'll have to wait for the final result, which was sent to us by Stefan, the Wonder Timer. Stefan, the Wonder Timer. No, at the end.
Let's not stress Stefan out anymore.
Stefan's experience, well, I think it must be every timing guru and genius's worst nightmare, where his clock wasn't running at the right speed. He's had the world's fastest clock, CLOCK, just for in case of any pronunciation issues, and that's been a big test since then.
And let's not talk about his atrocious parking of his vehicle this weekend.
Oh, really?
Yes. You know?
No, I think we should do.
You know, according to Sweden, they can't even be like 2 centimeters off. And, you know, I took out my measuring tape, and he was definitely more than 2 centimeters
We're
off.
measuring his clock. You're measuring his car.
His parking, you know.
I must admit, I managed to be absolutely, talking about car wreck things, I managed to be even moronic for myself today. As I was chatting to Zach in the car, and I said, well, the one thing I must remember is I'm in Italy. So I'm about to turn right. I said, Nick, remind yourself you're in Italy. I turned right, I was on the wrong side of the road straight away. I've literally forgotten in 4 seconds I was supposed to be on which side of the road I was supposed to be on. Luckily, there were no cars coming. And I was reminded very subtly by Zach. I think, yes, he's sitting there going, yeah. The peals of laughter as the old man's brain failed was massive.
I think we need to get Zach a big straw hat. I feel bad
You think
for him
so?
up
Like
there.
a Mexican hat? It'd be brilliant,
Yes.
yeah.
Because it will keep him cool. You know,
Diddly. Frank, can you cut up Zach so people can see where Zach is? So this is that's a cameraman lad. That's Zach, our cameraman. Hello, and Zach, can you cut up Frank, please? So that's Zach. He's our cameraman for this event. And there's Frank, who's been look at Frank doing the work. Zach, Frank, Zach, Frank. A little bit of Frank, a little bit of Frank, a little bit of Zach, a little bit of Frank, Zach, Frank. Fantastic. Could we show some cars now, please? As you can see, by the 9th warm-up, we've kind of got a bit bored seeing the cars.
All right. So
I can't think that's an ISO shot. That should definitely be a clip. That's a social media clip, that one. My social media is full of shots of cameraman going, Frank, Zach, Zach.
Quick question. So are you going to Slovakia next weekend?
Nope, that's young Matt and Frank and James Stewart.
Okay, good.
And then the following weekend, it is young Matt, Frank, and a guy called Matt Guppy, who are doing the 1/10th electric. And the following week, it's young me, it's Zach, and it's James, not here, Parry, when he should be, going to Portugal.
Yeah. Tell James, don't be afraid of the Italian toilets. They're wonderful.
Why? Well, but there are footpad toilets in Portugal. It might not go. I'm very concerned you like the toilets, because I had a nightmare in mine. So I don't think you should have to get undressed to go to the toilet. I mean, it's like, take everything off.
We're talking about my experience with the
honestly,
Italian toilets.
You did seem ridiculously happy about the whole concept.
It was great.
Anyway, yes.
Back to racing.
Yeah, honestly, there is still air conditioning. It hasn't got too hot yet. Our brains haven't melted. But I say it's interesting. We're all sitting here thinking this is beautifully cool. It's actually nearly 28 degrees in here. Yeah. It's just it's not anything like as warm as outside.
Yeah.
Thanks to Frank for his various weather stations. 37 degrees outside is the temperature at the moment in the shade.
Let's see. We have Zankatine lining up on what I think is the best hole shot spot, the inside of inside of us. On the front gate. Let's see if my theory works out and he gets the hole shot.
Let's see that. Ronnefalk, who broke down in the last one, he's out in position 5. And it's a relatively clean one. Gone a bit wide. I thought we were going to see a lead for
Ronnefalk.
I thought we were going to see Martin out a little bit. But don't forget, Ronnefalk did this in the US, where he had a couple of dreadful runs, then won the third run, sneaked into the Super Pole, and then stuck it on pole. I think actually he's been so poor, not him personally, his luck has been so poor, I don't think he can actually get into the Super Pole, but he is leading now. He's leading from, there's two JQ SMs in the top 4,
That's JQ behind him.
Is it the 100, is it? Or is
Yep.
it the... I don't think it is. I think that's not. That's Zanchetti behind, I think.
Nope. JQ's got the antenna tube.
Let's have a look. Is it number 100? It is. Super work there from Keenan. After getting me wrong earlier with the wheels, he's come straight back with the antenna tube. Third place, Lee Martin. Fourth place, Alex Zanchetti. Then it's Hesse, Canasberg, Ongara, Rabat, Brunson, Valenti. But Valenti had a really bad day, doesn't he? He's just, Leonardo, who's an absolute star, yes, just hasn't had the thing working at all today. But he's just about the start. Doesn't count him out from the hour-long final. Two cars on the wrong side of the track, including Hampersberg and I think Tom Robau. They lost a lot of time. And they also got Valenti right at the back. As is Boots. Boots. And this could be affect things. Boots being dead last may leave this third space really open for somebody else to get into that final space for the Super Pole. But it is a good lead at the moment for Ronafalk. Second and third is where the action is. That's Lee Martin versus Joseph Quagreen. JQ, in fairness, yesterday he was like, today he's had a lot of pace the whole time. So I think possibly he sat down, he's had a good old think, and he's concentrating on getting his car set up. Perhaps he just copied Ronafalk settings. But he's looked much more like the competitive JQ of 5 or 6 years ago, I would say, today, than he has in any of the races I've seen him in recently. Fourth place, by the way, is Canas, and fifth place is Ongara. So they are now moving through the field, the two fastest cars, it seems, of the event.
And Lee is looking good, too. Lee's driving well. He's it looks like he might have got cross JQ, or JQ made a mistake, and Lee is through.
Yeah, JQ's made big mistakes. He's dropped down behind Ongara and Canas as well. So it's Ronafalk leading by a reasonable way. Then you can see the cars you see flying on your screen over the bridge. The one with the yellow wheels and the red car, that is Lee Martin. Immediately behind him is Juan Carlos Canas in the darker red with white wheels. And then, again, little skip up on the pavement there, but it's Ongara in fourth. And then you've got Zanchetti. In fact, Quagreen's got Ray down. He's behind Zanchetti. So JQ's had a big problem on one of the corners. But he had a couple of laps of glory at the start, so that was all right. So the lead for Ronafalk is a second and a half over Lee Martin, who you can see on camera at the moment. He goes over the Invisible Speed Bridge, and I think actually Lee's got a bit closer this time. That looks like less than a second and a half. I'll see if my amazing brain of time is right this time. Mm-hmm. Look at that, 2/10 closer. Don't know how it is. After a while, I can see time.
Yeah.
Not always.
I would say you've been doing it long enough.
Well, yeah, I think it's probably right. You just look at the gap.
Oh, and there we go.
No,
Ronafalk makes a mistake.
Blown it completely. Dear, oh dear, oh dear. What happened there? So he comes up. Is he taking too much curb? We go frame by frame. There you go. Release. He's just going to get this wrong, isn't he? He's gone too far to the left. He's trying to cut the corner and landed it. And rolls and rolls and rolls. Now, the reason that was frame by frame is we've been analysing starts a lot. So it is now Lee Martin who leads, Juan Carlos Canas who's second, and it's Ronafalk who's third. Ronafalk was fourth. Oh, Ongara. Oh, that was a little bit kind of. That's not totally sure about that one on a number of levels. Not sure Ongara knows about it. See that one again. So in they come. Boom. Yeah. I think Ronafalk really. It's not Ronafalk. Ongaro. Sorry, Ongaro was a little bit suspect on that one, I'll be honest with you. Ongaro lumped him as he went into the side. So
the only thing that would have made that better if that would have been Canassi would have hit.
Well, yes, he's not allowed to. So now we have the second and third battle, which is
Canas and Lee.
Lee Martin and Canas. So it's currently Lee with the yellow wheels ahead of Canas, but I think he's probably a little bit aggrieved there by being landed on by Ongaro. In fact, possibly, if this had been a final, kind of feel that Ongaro should have been told to wait at that point and let Lee back past again. I'm not saying he should get a penalty or drive through anything, but if I was refereeing that one, I just said no, let him back through. But Ongaro has, this is not me saying Ongaro's a dirty driver, it's just that's how it happened and how it looked. We've got a replay that makes it easier, like everything. Things always look worse on slow motion as well. And now Canas has decided to physically attack Lee. They did a little dance of the Seven Veils, and the good news is we'll be getting some 1/16th cars coming out of that in a little while. Yeah. Two cars were mating, it was lovely.
Well, impressive drive by Leroy, though. He is driving very well this weekend.
I don't want to get in the situation where I'm blaming Canas for everything that happens. Obviously, it's not always his fault, but he does seem to be quite a lot of front-to-rear contacts. He flies over, and that was a good overtake. He kind of flew over Lee there. And whether Lee decided he was fed up being nibbled at by Juan Carlos Canas. The third place will move him up the grid quite considerably, I would think. Here comes Ronafalk. Ronafalk's only got 2 laps to do it, but he has sat there with a single mistake. He must be absolutely kicking himself on that front. Boots is up to 6, so I think that will get him into the the top 3 shooter. I think that's enough for him against a bit, but I will wait to be seen that is the case. I kind of think that Rollenthal won. He might have made. Oh, and that's a mistake again. Nearly, and it's the second. Don't forget, Ongaro. This is the second third we got on the screen here. Leroy nearly got past. Lee Martin nearly got past Canas there, but it's still Ongaro who leads, and he leads by 6 seconds. So he's just disappeared. He's checked out. He's gone, and he's on his last lap. In fact, that's how far ahead he is. So it is Martin who leads. Second place. So Martin's third, second place Canas, first place is Ongaro.
I don't know how if these guys have an answer for Ongaro, man, to be honest.
He's looking particularly good, isn't he? I mean, we have said that on many occasions. Yeah, the person you would normally expect to take him out is Ronefalk. In an hour-long race is Ronefalk, and Ronefalk who makes another mistake there as he was trying to catch up back of Lee Martin. And they finish the race, and Ongaro wins it, and he wins it by, well, ease. And yeah, I think the person you would normally expect to be most likely to take the battle to him would be, oh dear, there's an accident as they cross the line there. Is that Canas? No, it's Boots. Boots got 5th, and then you would expect it to be Ronefalk. They come in, Boots absolutely crazy speed in there. I think what happened was that Ronefalk had eased back thinking that's it, I'm in 4th, and then Boots had a lot of momentum, but a little bit of a spiky one, that one.
Yeah,
Ronefalk not looking in good form at all, unfortunately, for those who want a challenge to go to Ongaro. Canas didn't have the pace that time, which is more of a concern because, if you want him to last over an hour, he's losing 6 seconds that quickly. Didn't see what Boots can do because he started bad, but he's got a 5th now. My feeling now is that the top, I don't know for certain, but I think the 3 qualifiers for Super Pole will be Elliot Boots, Juan Carlos Canas and David Ongaro. The result in front of you, another poor result for Max Hess. So we don't tend to interview after this point. Wait for they were supposed to stay on the rostrum for Super Pole. So we're waiting now for that to get shuffled round and the top 3 to go on to the rostrum. We'll find out who the top 3 are very soon. Alex Sanchez is staying up there because he doesn't want to hop off with a broken leg. I don't think he's made the top 3. Hampers? I think it might be Hampers. So waiting for that result to come through. So, interestingly, we find out that the third qualifier, and we've been singing his praises all weekend, is Hampus Berg. Hampus Berg comes in as a third qualifier. Second qualifier is Juan Carlos Canas, and the top qualifier is Davide Ongaro. So that's a surprise third person. I'd kind of forgotten that Elliot had a rubbish first heat. So they should get themselves up and running quite quickly for this Super Pole. I'm sure we have a Super Pole logo somewhere, do we? In comes some sort of lively chat. Here goes Super Pole. So it is indeed Ongaro, Canas and Berg who will be taking part in Super Pole. 3 fast laps. People are trying to find out what it's going with. It's straight through. So we'll just leave while they sort yourself out. Be back in a couple of minutes with the Super Pole. And here we go. So we have the three drivers. It's confirmed. It's Davide Ongaro, Juan Carlos Canas, and Hampersberg. They will have 3 laps in which to put their best individual single lap time. Just getting everything called out. We had one of the drivers also thinking they might be in Super Pole, but unfortunately we found out it was all 3 races to count, not best 2. So that is the order for the Super Pole. And they are getting a warm-up, I think. Yeah, they're getting a warm-up. I don't think they really need a warm-up, but they're getting a warm-up. They just literally come off. The engine kind of got cold by then. Surely the engines kind of got cold. So, realistically, kind of think that Ongaro could well be the favourite for this one, but Canas might hot lap it. With Berg as a complete outsider in there.
Yeah, super impressive. Hampus, he picked up a lot of speed since South Carolina. We thought Boots might have made it, but all 3 of those counted. Unfortunate. Boots. It would have been good to see Boots in this as well. He's looking super rapid, but it's gonna be interesting. Juan Carlos is pretty good at throwing down these fast laps, but the top of the creme has been Ongaro this weekend. So, and also Hampus, the student, has bested the master this time, and he is in Super Pole. So, well done to him. I know David would be upset about not being here himself, but I'm sure he would be excited for his young Padawan. And I
think Ronifax had a very, very, very frustrating week.
Yes, he is very frustrated.
It's just not working for me because he's actually got to the front on 2 occasions and not closed it off. So, you know.
Seems to be like that for the last few races. He's having bad starts and not getting there.
So with Canas now looking down. Luckily there'll be no problem with starts. And away goes Hampersberg for his 3 laps. And luckily that wasn't count because he kind of went off the end of the pit straight wrong. So he'll come round and he will, as soon as he crosses the time, it'll be on for speed, the Mayoko, the number 46. So Hampus, he's passed his driving test, of course, the real driving test a few weeks ago. And is the current reigning RC2 European champion, having taken that title with the events of Asti and Ferring in the first round. Right, this is the first one that counts. So it's about maximising the speed with limited risk the first lap. So what you do is you get quite close to all the apexes, and he's doing that so far on the triple and the double. And then that's quite good. And then what you try and do is you actually, he missed that one a little bit. So we know for the next lap to try and shorten down the gap. That's kind of I'm not actually sure what the fastest way around that corner off the back of the bridge is, because obviously what we tend to see is people in competitive situations braking hard. So he goes around the 31.2. That's not going to be enough, even with his raised temperatures. Keenan?
Yeah, Hampus has got to keep it a little bit clean on those 180s. Davide and Canas are able to just keep it a few inches off there and carry a lot of speed. But let's see how he does on this lap. He hits that one great. Let's see. Still a little wide on that one.
Might be his line. I don't know. I mean, but 2 bites, but tighter on there. I reckon this one's going to be a couple of tenths fast. He might go in the 30s this one. Just lose a bit of momentum now, actually. Yep, 30.8, and that's not great to start with. He wasn't quite able to fire it down the straight as he wanted to do, but he did a 30.864. This is should be his final fast lap.
That's a little bit different, too. Everybody's watching you. Nobody's watching anybody else. I'm sure there's some nerves up there as well.
Yeah, I mean, it must be. But he's, I suppose, really nothing to lose as well, because he's the person we genuinely expect to come third. So all he can do is surprise us in a positive way. And he's put on 3 clean laps, which is the first target. So he's not blown any of his laps. Crossed that line. The last one was a little bit slower again. I think he lost that almost immediately, to be honest, on the lacking the drive out of the hairpin. Not the hairpin, the start frame. Okay, now the next person up will be one. Oh, is it Ongaro goes next, is it? Okay. That's officially the top qualifier. Seems a bit odd. No, I thought not. I thought it was the wrong way around. So Canas goes next, and he also didn't exit the pits very well, but it doesn't matter.
Yeah. I'm sure all the S-Works fans from around Europe and in America, I want to shout out to my good friend Will Smith. I know he's tuned in because he just messaged me on Facebook.
Will Slappy Smith or a different Will Smith?
No. This is Will I Am Smith.
Oh, okay. Kind of combining 2 lap legends.
But,
okay. Here comes Canas's first race lap, and the thing you want to do here is get the time in the book. Wide out. lose as little speed as possible as you square off that first corner. Come out with the Italian hairpin, and you come back over the ditch jump. And then right, absolute power it on for the 3 and the 2. Now let's see how close you can take it whilst maintaining momentum here. Yep, much closer than we saw with Hampus. And it's really about, it's quite good. He just kind of lost momentum slightly in the middle of that corner there off the end of the bridge, but now come across and he does a 30.7, so straight away eclipses Hampus' best time. But we did see 29.5 during practice. I don't think this track is a 29.5 track anymore, to be honest, Keenan.
Yeah, that was from Ongaro yesterday. One thing I also have noticed is that the Boots and Canas, and I saw a couple of RC2 guys have chosen to use the Beta Nemo wing, on their cars. And obviously the Nemo guys are using it as well. It makes it a little bit confusing because it looks like a Nemo car out there as well, and they're the same colors.
Much better lap. Interesting. I watched that lap, and I couldn't see any real improvement in the previous lap, but obviously it was micro improvement because he'd done a 30.29, so found 5 tenths there. So that was a very, very good lap from Canas. Just pulled it out by tightening every single corner and turning and throwing speed at the same time. So Canas, this is the 3rd lap. Here we go. Is this better? Oh no! Did he get? No, right at the last minute he lost at 30.4. So he puts down a 30.2. He's 6 tenths faster than Ongaro. Now last night Ongaro did 30.6 with someone else's car.
Mm-hmm.
So.
And a wheel radio.
And a wheel radio, yeah. So you kind of think that in this car there is a chance to pick up the pole position. But it's Ongaro the whole way. The blue and white of the associated Scuderia Scampierosso machine. He's won the last 2 heats and was second in the first heat this morning. We have no longer seen any more gate starts. He was very unhappy with the gate start situation yesterday. But now he has to lay down 1 fast lap, and it'll be his chance to do it right away. Oh, he's a bit tight that time. Oh, it's gone wrong already. So that one's not going to be the fast one. Bounced off the pipe coming into the first corner. So this is another practice lap. He's got 2 more goes. I mean, I say it shouldn't be it, but probably no, he'll still go faster anyway. But he did look a little bit on the loss of time there.
Yeah, Ongaro is... I still don't understand his. He wants to go out on super softs. I'm still questioning that decision.
Well, he obviously likes slicks. He likes the slick. So we lost a lot of time. 31.8 there. So currently he's in 3rd. Right now, Ongaro needs to lay this one down over the single into the Italian corner complex. Hops over the ditch for coming into the quintuple. There's a 3. Land to, and that's really where he's. Oh, that's beautiful, absolutely beautiful. The speed he retained over that first of the switchbacks, and again, to me, he's been visually quicker around both those switchbacks than anyone else. We went too wide, I think, coming out of the invisible speed turn. So let's see what happens. This is going to be one way or the other. It's 3.5. So yes, he needs to find a bit more, and I'll tell you where that is. Now, a lot of that was at the exit of the bridge. So, last lap of Superpole. Can Davide Ongaro unseat one Carlos Canas? Will Canas take the pole for the 58-minute plus 2 lap main final? Oh, that was a loss of pole. Oh, it'd be very unlikely now. He didn't seem to smoothly that anything like as well as the previous lap, and he's got oversteered. It's gone. So it's Canas who's going to take this one. So, a surprise. I think we all thought Ongaro would have no problems, and it's Canas who takes it in the end. So I will leave it with, and I'll go and talk to them.
Well done to Juan Carlos Canas. He will be your overall TQ. The Super Bowl winner will take the TQ. Him and Ongaro seem to be forming a small rivalry here, so Ongaro will not be happy about losing that position to Canas. But we have an hour-long main to go, well, 58 minutes plus 2 laps, so plenty of time for Ongaro to make up time. And these guys who are having bad days, 60 minutes means a lot for them. And Juan Carlos will be happy to start in first, and I'm sure all the S-Works fans from around the world are rejoicing at the moment because Juan Carlos Canas, who in my opinion is one of the favorites to actually do well at the Worlds, is now your TQ of the 60-minute final for RCGP. We see Beat walking over there talking with Ongaro. Ongaro is probably saying, "No, I make this little mistake there, no problem. I start in second, and I still win. Not a problem." As we wait for Nick to get ready, We see Ongaro and Beat walking back up to their pits, and we are going to hand this over to Nick here shortly and see what he has to say. Thank you, Stefan. And we're going to hand it over to Nick now.
Yeah, with well, everyone ran away. The one car can also stayed around. They were obviously the other two were a bit surprised. So, your first experience of Super Bowl, do you like it?
Yeah, it was super difficult to do a clean lap. All people see you. You are nervous. You need to do well. But finally, it was a good lap. 2 good laps. I think 30.2 and 30.5. And speed is okay.
So did you take the idea that I'll do the first lap, I'll have a wider margin on the first lap, a bit tight the second lap, a bit tight the third lap?
Yeah. The first lap just for do a good lap, and after the after laps, push more for faster lap.
Congratulations, you are our pole man. Thank you. That's one Carlos Canales who's taken pole for S-Work. Second on the grid will be David Ongaro. Third will be Hampersburg. And there'll be 9 other people behind them. That final is coming up in a couple of hours. We've now got a bit of a break before we come back to the beginning of the finals of RC2. So stay tuned, but also go and have some lunch. See you later.
And welcome back to the RC2B final. I'm just trying to get the man behind it all, Stefan, to explain it to me again. So just so I'm confirming, Stefan, 2 20-minute finals, and the winner of the second final.
Yeah, the second final.
And then the A final will also have 2 20-minute races. So yeah, these guys are going to get 40 minutes of race time here. Both groups of the RC2 finalists, because yeah, we didn't have that many RC2 drivers enter this weekend, but they got a lot of run time, and that's all that matters to them in the end, I believe. And we'll see how it works out for them here this weekend. So we got Marco out there, right, spray painting some fresh numbers on the starting grid. This will be starting grid IFMAR style starts for these racers as they're getting their warm up. They have 2 minutes, 18 seconds left before they start their 20-minute final. And can't say more than enough thank yous to Marcos and the Ospy team for their hospitality. Also to the control guys who are chilling out here in the AC now. Ben and Zach have been working their behinds off. You see all these roving videos and all this stuff. This guy, Ben's been walking around with this big, heavy gimbal for like 3 days. And I think he's tired now. I think he's a little bit tired now. But he's young. He'll get over it. He says no. He's just enjoying the air conditioning. Stefan's not freaking out over timing. It's a good day. But his parking, I'm going to have to talk to Pierre about your parking, though, for sure. Tell him I thought all Swedish drivers parked perfectly. So inside joke with Stefan and I. Stefan is the man behind the scoring, all these cool overlays and all the timing. That's his job. He's been doing it for many years. He's traveled to many countries for RC. I didn't even know that. He was telling me that. He's been all over for RC. And he's got some cool tattoos as well. But don't mess with his timing. Don't ever mess with his timing. So in this race, we'll have Paolo starting first. Polomini, Carlos Spina, Adam Reevy, my good buddy. Good to meet Adam, making the trip from London. Alice McQueen. So tough for Alice yesterday in the pros and Joes race. She threw a 39-second lap, and she was so excited. She's been on a month-long trip with her significant other, Scott Walker, through Europe. They recently just did the Eurobees. It's finally great to meet people. Oh, no, it looks like we have a broken car. Maybe we could get that fixed in there. It looks like Adam has a shot coming off. Maybe it'll get some time to get it fixed. It does have 30 seconds, but they will get 2 20-minute mains. We have the RC2 Group A out there marshalling for these guys. It's warm outside. It's a little breezy. We have spectators coming in. I've met some people from Germany who were down in Padova racing. They came up to watch this. So it's good to see. Right now, oh, there we go. We was looking at the sky. So Frank is behind the camera. He's going to catch the start here of, where's Palomini? There's Palomini going out there. Francesco Beccacetti, who was one of the fast guys in the semifinals early, in the LCQ, but he broke. He's looking to get some redemption here. But let's go. We got 15 seconds. We got Mao smoking his Dominican cigars with his beautiful wife, Evelyn, with the 5-second plaque getting ready. And they're off. Ooh, and right there we have somebody getting squirrely right there. It looks like Adam Reevy was able to get up into second place, but I don't think that's Adam. I think he's off the track. Yeah, Adam is off the track. Sorry, that was not him. Let's see who this is. I do know that orange car is Francesco Beccacetti, so he was really fast in the LCQ. Young Italian guy, maybe just having a little bad luck. But let's see. So it's Paolo out front, followed by Francesco Beccacetti, 1.5 seconds behind, and he is coming for this. This is going to be a good battle. That Kyosho was flying early in the LCQ. Probably Beccacetti was supposed to be in the top group, but he had some bad luck. And that's been the name of the game here. There's been a lot of bad luck even for people like the Viking. I was just up there talking to him, and I had to run down because I was doing some interviews. And he's just having some bad luck, but true professionalism, you put that behind you and you go for the win. And that's what the Viking will be looking for, or for the points. Because remember, this is points. But Paolo's still in front with Francesco just behind him, 1.7 seconds behind. This is there's only 6 people in this race. This is the lower heat of RC2. They get 2 20-minute mains because we want to give as much run time as possible to the people that comes out and supports us. It's really good to see the RC2 drivers coming out. And thank you to all the awesome companies that have decided to support this RCGP concept. They are S-Works, Team Associated, Scuderia Scampi Rosso, Nemo Agama Racing, Beach RC. Shout out to Lucas and Brent and the boys there. I wish you guys are here hanging out with us. JQ Scale Motorsports, EFRA. This is an EFRA-affiliated race. That's also great to see. EFRA is one of the most forward-thinking federations out there, and I applaud them for working together with RCGP. Also, a big shout-out to Test Logger, Invisible Speed, as we see Francesco and Paolo going to the Invisible Speed bridge, and across the start line, we have a race on our hands between these two. I believe they're two young. Well, one's a little older, but young Italian and an older Italian. So let's see if the youth can overcome the seniority and get a win here. It's very close. Oh, and he looks like he makes a mistake, and Beccacetti is coming for him. I like that name. Oh, and he makes a mistake. It looks like Paolo makes a mistake over the bridge and waits for Francesco in sportsmanlike conduct. And they come over the start-finish loop, and Paolo is still in front by the slightest margin of 0.2 of a second. But I think Beccacetti will get him sooner because they have 18 minutes left to go. 16 minutes and 52 seconds left to go before the end of this race. And they get to have another 20-minute final, just like the RCGP gentlemen did yesterday. So the lack of RC2 drivers allows these drivers that came down to get as much track time as possible. And we have an accident there. And let's see, will that allow Carlos Spina to get it? Nope. Paolo is still in front with Francesco behind him. Francesco just has to keep calm, and he can win this race because he looks faster than Paolo. We got Justin Wowdy of Wowdy Events making the trip all the way from Washington to be the referee and call the races. He's up there braving the hot air. That's not too bad where he is. He's got a little bit of breeze up there and he's enjoying it. But no, it's really warm today, the hottest day of the week, and that's going to factor in the 60-minute final here later on today. It's now 2 o'clock in the afternoon here in Italy, so that means it is 8 a.m. there in America. If you're just tuning in, happy Sunday to all of our American fans and listeners. I hope you guys are tuning in, and I hope you're enjoying the coverage that RC Racing TV is bringing you and RCGP. And remember that, yes, I would agree with Toby Meister. Control Tire. What's up, Toby? How you feeling, Toby? It's good to see you. Toby's been a big supporter of RCGP. He's been a little bit ill lately. I hope he gets back to normal and we can get him back to the track. And I agree with him. Let's keep it Control Tire and a single class in the USA. Thank you for all that tune in. We greatly appreciate it. Let's get back to Everlaps and see how this race is going. It looks like Polomini is still in front with just under 15 seconds to go. And actually, he's pulled a gap on Baccachete of 1.6 seconds. I don't know what Baccachete, maybe he's just driving a little bit too crazy or something. But actually, I think he might have got across him, it looks like. Yes, it looks like Baccachete has gotten across Paulimi as he comes over the triple-double with Paolo right behind him, who's driving the associated car. I think Paolo, now was it Paolo that was Ongaro's teammate yesterday? I'm not quite sure, but let's see. Oh, and looks like Paolo makes a mistake on the invisible speed bridge and misses it altogether, and that's just going to allow Francesco Baccachete to pull out even more of a lead with 13 minutes and 55 seconds left in this first 20-minute RC2B final. We're looking forward to an exciting RC2A final. I think we're going to have two 20-minute A finals as well. Thomas Musso, the Frenchman representing HB, the So HB here, is looking very fast. And then his fellow countryman, Felix Coelho, driving the Mayako MX-8, is also looking very rapid out there as well. And let's see, maybe we can get a great race between Thomas and Felix and maybe Renee and a few other guys that are looking really good here in Italy. And I want to say a big thank you to David Isherwood for making this all happen, the owner of RCGP. He's done a great job here of getting the track all set up with the banners all over. And this wouldn't be possible without David and his help and his vision as well. So we have some drivers coming in. Baccachete is still out front. He's got a 14-second lead over second. Paolo kind of let it all go, but maybe he came in for fuel. But Baccachete is out there in the orange and green with the green wheels, yellow wheels and yellow wing. One of the few Kyoshes. Kyosho seems to be a popular car in Italy too. I know one of the faster Italian young drivers, Polito, is a driver of that car. It's a shame he's not here competing. It would have been nice to see him. He could have raced RC. No, he couldn't have raced RC2 because he made a Euros final, actually, in the last 5 years. So Paolo is 20 seconds behind Francesco. These guys still have 11 minutes and 43 seconds to go. And these guys have gotten an immense amount of run time in this weekend here at the Ospy Team track. Also, people don't forget that RC Racing TV will be bringing you the EFRA 10 scale touring car championships from Slovakia next week. I want to wish some good luck to my good friend, the Dr. Alexander Hagberg there. But it's going to be kind of difficult to beat his teammate Bruno. But the veteran there, who is also a great Star Wars fan, I'm sure he's enjoying Kenobi. I did miss that this week. I will catch up on my Kenobi episodes when I get back to the Dominican Republic. As you guys know, I'm a Star Wars fan. But you will have live coverage of that for free next weekend on RC Racing TV. If you're a touring car fan, I definitely will be watching that. Then the following weekend after that, they will be at Robin Hood Raceway in England for the 10 scale worlds. The 10 scale Euros. The last time I watched the 10 scale Euros at Robin Hood, it was a great race. I really enjoyed it. JQ was actually fast, too. I didn't know him at the time. The only thing I remember about that race was Wolanka getting disqualified for putting sauce on his tires, and everybody else was putting sauce on the tires, but he was doing it openly. Poor Wolanka. He was a great racer. I actually saw he was racing again. But that was a great race. That was 2015, I believe. Robin Hood, mixed surface. So it should be a great 10 scale Euros out there. It'd be good to my good friend Aiden Burke of the Extra Lap podcast, and Martin Owen, the king of everything, who's now the 10 scale chairman of the BRCA there, should be there. And it will be a great to hear what the Extra Lap lads have to say about the 10 scale race. And then following that, we have the 1/8 Euros out of Barcelos, Portugal, at João Figueiredo's beautiful facility there on the infamous glue track built by Miguelo. There will be some changes, a little bit of changes there, but that will be an interesting race as well. And then we have large-scale on-road and off-road Euros coming up. So Matt and the boys will be busy for the next couple months. And don't forget, the big enchilada, the World Championships, coming up in September. Second week in September from Redovan. And Beccacetti makes a mistake on the triple-double, but he's got a 27-second lead over Paolo, so he is in good hands there with 8 minutes and 17 seconds left to go. Let's find Alice. Frank, let's drop back and I'll find in a second, car number 4. The only female racing with us here this weekend, Alice McQueen. Hopefully we don't give her the curse of the commentator once I see her car come across. Beccacetti is out to his lead. Looks like he's got his flow. He's just cruising out there, Kyosho, up and under the Invisible Speed Bridge. Remember, everybody, if you enjoyed the Invisible Speed book, you'll love the Invisible Speed online course. Go check it out at invisiblespeed.net. And check it out, or buy both. The book is good. The award-winning book written by J.Q. Beaker Quagrain himself. That has sold over 1,000 copies, he tells me. So it's award-winning now. Most popular RC setup book ever written. Frank, let's follow Alice. She's going up on the Italian corner there. Let's watch the only female racer we have her at RCGP. She's well chuffed. She was partnered up with and just as we say that, she goes wide, but she was partnered up with David Runderfalk to help her mentor. David got to drive her car, and then she then went, and just as we say that, Alice makes some mistakes. Come on, Alice, let's keep it clean. I'm pretty sure Scott's telling her, actually Scott's out there term marshalling. And he has a hat on today. But Alice does race in the UK. Yesterday she was super excited to throw a 39-second lap. She hasn't been able to do that all weekend, but with the help of the Viking and the advice from him and the pros and Joe's race that JQ came up with yesterday, which was quite a success, she was able to get her laps done, and she was super excited about that. Alice has been racing with her significant other, Scott, over in the UK. She enjoys the hobby, and we definitely need more females in the industry, in this hobby sport, because RC is definitely for everyone. I'd like to take a big shout out to TZA 200 Tires. They on her this week. It would be great if Nick would have made it out here and we had the control tire, which would have been TZO, but they opted not to run the control tire this weekend. And I believe, I'm not sure if they'll have it back for the UK round or not, but I know for the USA round, they will definitely have the control tire. It's going to be interesting to see the layout that Hazelwood and the Nemo Racing lads come up with at the Nemo Raceway. And it looks like we have Beccacete that makes a mistake, but he has 4 minutes and 51 seconds left. And Alice has just decided to make it around the track as good as she can, but it's good. She's having a great time. She's definitely enjoying the heat. That's a joke. She is not enjoying the heat at all, but she's having a great time. She has one more week left in Europe before she heads back to the UK. Oh, and the youngster has tapped out. And the old guys are still going. Mind you, we've been sitting in the air conditioner a lot longer. But that's what happens when you get old. We're talking about our cameraman, Ben, who is fast asleep against the refrigerator and now has an embarrassing picture of him doing that. And he still has not woken up. But he has all right to be tired. He has been super busy all over the track for the last 3 days. Beccacete has one lap on second. That's Paolo. Paulini's going to have to come in and readjust for the second main here when they have it later on, because they will get another 20-minute main. And I believe the winner of the second one, similar to the RCGP, the second main is more important. And they will win that. That's fine, Beccacete. He's the orange car. He is coming up over the start-finish line. He's the fastest racer out there. Probably should have been in the top heat, but he had a failure in the LCQ, which allowed Pascal Braun to make it to the top heat of RC2. We got 2 minutes and 52 seconds left, and Francesco is out there with his bright orange with yellow wings, and he's got his groove back. He's not making any mistakes. He will need to keep that up for the second main, because that's the most important one. Last night, Marcos and the Ospy team provided us with a little party. They had some Italian food, some meat, some pizza, some sandwiches, music, some libation that I'm not quite sure what it was, but it tasted good. It's really good. The hospitality that the Italians have shown us here, similar, very similar whenever I go to any races in America. The Americans always treat me well, invite me in for a beer. They just want to talk. They enjoy having people from other countries coming over to race with them. And I'm sure the Italians feel the same way, having us come here. And it's been really a great experience. Not all of them speak English, but we seem to manage somehow. And everybody seems to be having fun here as well. So that's important. And I'm just looking at Francesco, how he's driving. He's actually driving. He looks like he's left-handed. So he probably needs a left-handed controller because he's driving it reverse, if that makes any sense. That's pretty interesting. So he's obviously left-handed with a right-handed controller. So he's driving it in reverse. Interesting form. But there's 1 minute and 8 seconds left. He has a 1-lap lead over everybody. So he just needs to keep it on all fours, and he will come home with a round 1 or leg 1 win. But he will need to have a great performance in the second leg as well, or win it to win the overall, similar to the Saturday version of the 15-minute sprint finals of RCGP. Speaking of RCGP, the guys are up there thrashing away, getting their cars ready. Now they'll have to put on a different setup for a 60-minute final. Probably have to go to some heavier shock oils, heavier diff oils, harder tires to make the 60-minute, because it really is hot out there, and they're going to be racing at the hottest part of the day. So all that oil is going to deteriorate, because this is a very high-speed track in some places. Not too many. Well, the bridge is the biggest jump, but lots of wheel spin, lots of slippery brick corners. In fact, this corner right in front of the timing booth from the start, as you're going through the straight, is a mixture of 2 different types of bricks. It's pretty interesting. This is why I love European races, mixed surfaces. And John Hazelwood promises that the Nemo Raceway will be similar with multiple surfaces. So that would be great to see as well. One thing I've always appreciated about European tracks was very similar to full-scale rally, and not just all dirt. Some cobblestone, concrete, carpet, astro, brick, and dirt, of course, and grass at some point. So that's it. Francesco Beccacetti, who drives reverse, will take the win. Some redemption after dropping out early in the LCQ. The young Italian will be happy. Then we have Paolo Consolato in second. Carlos Pina in third. Alice McGain, very good run for Alice in fourth. Adam Reevy fifth. And it doesn't look like Marcus Heine started. Marcus Heine also has the radio with the odd sticks that go at 45-degree angles. So, I don't know, maybe he's gone for today. But we will have the second heat of RC2 coming up. This is the faster heat. They'll be looking to... this is going to be a very interesting race, I believe. We have some young, fast Italians, plus we have fast Frenchmen of Thomas Musso and Felix Coelho. I was just talking to Thomas earlier, and he told me he makes teeth for a living, which was very interesting. I've never, yeah. I said, you know, I've met, it's funny, in RC, I have met people with the weirdest real jobs. And he was telling me how everybody wants to be a dentist, but nobody wants to make teeth. And I believe his family own a factory or something. And it's pretty interesting. Yeah, I never knew that existed. So, yeah, he makes artificial teeth for people. And apparently it's in high demand. And Ben is still asleep. Well, I think he woke up. And he went back to sleep. I don't blame him. He's been busy. All right, so we got the second group of RC2 getting ready. Group A. They'll be getting ready to go here in a few minutes. They're scheduled to go at 2:30. It's now 2:27. Now this will be a 20-minute race for the RC2 drivers. They too will get 2 finals, and similar to just as the RCGP finals where they will have to, the second final is the most important one to win. So let's see. This should be the more exciting race. Not more exciting, but look at that. We got one guy out there. That's Max Heine. He says, I don't need a shirt. I'm here to get sun. And I'll just marshal without it. We have mechanics down there in pit lane getting ready. This is the top heat of RC2. We have Lico, who made the trip all the way from Mexico to come out here and race with us. Good to see Lico out here. We had a strong contingent of Mexicans at the two USA rounds, the one in 2019 at Thunder Alley, as well as recently here in South Carolina. Shout out to Ricardo Fausch, the SRX guys there, and of course my good friend, the smasher of skulls, Paco Topete, is probably, I don't know if he's watching this, but say hello. I would like to say hola to all of the Mexican fans and to all of the Latin American fans, because we don't realize that in South America they race a lot as well. In Costa Rica, RC is becoming really popular there. It's growing immensely there. In Central America, it's good to see my friends in Colombia racing again, and Brazil, Bolivia, and Peru. Even I remember when JQ and I visited Peru, they weren't even racing properly. And then after we left, my good buddy Sergio got things organized, and they have a whole national championship and everything there in Peru. And they race at great heights there. So lots of adjusting of engines to make up for the height. As we have the RC2 A group drivers getting ready. This is a full heat, 13 drivers. You got Thomas Musso representing Monaco. Gabriel Astorino, a young Italian, I believe is driving X-Ray. Davide Trehenge, another fast young Italian. Felix Coelho making the trip from France. Roger Manois, Andrea Caraoli, Rene, coming all the way from Germany, Leon Zoher, Neo Chifo. Neo is always happy, he's having a good time. Scott Walker, Lico Guidino, Robert Cockcroft, and Pascal Braun is your LCQ bump-up driver. The drivers will get a 3-minute warm-up. Then their mechanics will take them out to the grid. And this should be an exciting race. So this is your Group A of RC2, the faster group. Thomas Musso has been the fastest one so far all weekend. Very impressive out there, driving his purple and pink HB with yellow wheels. And let's see if we can get some of these young Italians and give him a run for his money. And see if they can make a name for themselves. Because as we know, RC2 leads to RCGP. That's if you just want to look at Leo Valente and Hampus Berg, both are having great weekends. I was just talking to JQ, and he's super impressed with Hampus. Super happy about that. He's very happy with his progress. And, of course, I'm happy with Hampus because he's beating JQ. But hopefully he can beat more than JQ and get up there and do some damage in the 60-minute final. He's definitely adapting well to his new Mayako ride. When he made I think when he went to South Carolina in March, he had only had one practice day or 2 practice days in the car there in America, and he had never raced in America. So he struggled a little bit, but he seems to be doing pretty well. He's definitely got a bright future ahead of him. He wants to be a professional RC car racer. So he just got his real license. Hopefully, girls and having fun doesn't ruin the whole I want to be a pro RC driver dream. So that's it for their warm-up. The drivers will come in and to the pits. Their mechanics will take them out to the grid. JQ out there pitting somebody. That's a miracle. JQ rarely pits anybody. We got a guy that's actually taller than JQ here as well, from Germany. JQ should be pretty happy. A lot of his Mayako cars are doing well. I think there's about 4 of them in this race alone. So hopefully he'll be hoping one of them could take a RC2 win. I was talking to 2002 world champion Greg Degani last night as he messaged me. He says, JQ should have got me to Italy, and then we would have had fun. But Greg, you're missing out on a great time here if you're watching this. We're about to get started with 15 seconds left. Down and quiet. And they're off. And it was a clean start to the first corner, but some people have made some mistakes of the double. The marshals are scrambling. Let's see. It looks like it's Musso and Terenghe out in front. Terenghe was very fast all weekend. Let's see if he can take it to Musso. As Musso and him come across the line, they're separated by 0.3 of a second, followed by Gabriel Estrellano, Andrea Carioli, and Lico, making it all the way from Mexico here in your top 5. Rene is your big loser. He's all the way down in 13th. Felix is in 9th. These guys have a lot of work to do. They have 20 minutes to do it, and they will have another 20-minute main to do this all over again. So they would want to go to, if you don't have a great result here, you can still win it by winning the second leg of this. But this is your top group of RC2. And Thomas Musso is already putting out a bit of a stretch on the young Davide from Italy with the bright orange and white Kyosho with yellow wheels. But he's not too far behind. And Gabriel, the young driver, was talking to him and his father here. He's a young X-ray driver. He speaks pretty good English as well, so we might have a good battle here on our hands. But something happened to him. Nope, he's there. He's there, so we got a close battle here. It's not going to be easy for Musso as Davide and Gabriel are coming for him. They said, not on our turf. This is where we come from. We're going to do it for Italy. But looks like, and it looks like Gabriel gets in front of Davide. I don't know what happened to Davide. I don't see him. But Musso is still out front. Oh, man, it looks like we have some early broken cars here, unfortunately. But Gabriel Estrellano takes over second place from his countryman, Davide, and he's going to be looking to hunt down Thomas Musso, but that's going to be a hard task for him because Musso has been fast all weekend, and really nobody has really been on his pace. But Gabriel is not too far behind. Let's see where he is now. He's 3 points. He's 3 seconds behind. He still has time. 17 minutes to go. But the big loser was Davide, who's now 1.8 seconds behind Gabriel. So now he has to make up some time to catch Gabriel and catch Musso, who is just running clean laps out there. He's looking really fast. His car is good. Thomas is one of the top racers in France. And it was nice gentleman. I was over there talking to him earlier with Chris from Circus RC. He's looking really fast around that corner. And let's fall back to the second and third place cars here. Frank, that just got going over the Italian corner and coming down. The orange and white with yellow wheels and the clear wing of Gabriele Astorino. These young Italians have come here. They want to make a name for themselves. They're all having fun together, hanging out over there in the pits, but they all want to beat each other, and they are racing hard. We have a great battle here for second as they go up and over the finish line, and they are separated by 0.9 of a second, but Musso is still pulling out with a 3.7 second lead with clean air in front of him. The race right now is between these two young Italians who are trying to do it for country and fame, I would say, because they know that RC2 leads to RCGP, and they are battling these young Italians. Look at them. We always talk about Italian producing a lot of young talent. We haven't even seen much of it here. There's lots of young guys here who are really good that didn't come to race, and it's unfortunate, but we consider Italy to be one of the best breeding grounds for young, fast talent. Another place would be the Midwest of America. We call that the Italy of America on the podcast. Oh, wow. And Davide made up a lot of time just now as they go up and over the invisible speed bridge under it. And they do have some traffic in front of them. Let's see if this traffic lets them by, because these two young racers are flying at the moment. But Thomas Musso still out front with a 3.9, almost 4 second lead over. Oh, and look how close they get. Oh, and Davide makes a mistake, but he recuperates and he triple doubles. And good sportsmanship by that car for letting him by. And that's how you let fast guys go by. Those are faster racers. They're coming up behind you. Let them go by. So they come up and over the start-finish line through the chicane of death. Gabriel is still just 0.9 of a second in front of his good friend, but it's a lot closer. Look at these two young Italians battling as they go. Oh, great move. Gabriel seems to be able to just carry a little bit more corner speed in these 180s than Davide. But great young talent under the invisible speed bridge, up and over, and onto the straight. Let's see, because Davide seems to be very fast on this right-hand side of the track. He makes up a lot of time on Gabriel here. And he is right behind him. There we go. Will he make the move? No. Nope. Yes. Maybe not. Wow. These young guys, this is a good battle. Davide makes a mistake at the end of the straightaway, it looks like. That's going to cost him some time. Was that him? Nope, he's still there. And Davide gets Gabriel, but gives it back to him after he makes a mistake. And Gabriel goes over the triple-double into that 180. Davide is definitely just as fast. For fast, he just needs to calm down a bit. They do have some traffic coming up because these guys are lapping the field fast. They have 13 minutes left to go. I'm pretty sure we're going to have some pit stops coming up here soon. Let's see. Let's follow these guys. Let's see if they come into the pits together. And they do. We have a race in the pits. Who's going to win the pit stop? This is a very hard pit entry, too, by the way. And it looks like Davide. Did he flame? Oh, unfortunately, looks like Davide flamed in his fuel stop, and that's going to allow Gabriel to get out in front even further. But Davide has the pace to catch him up. That is for sure. Let's see how much that put him behind. Luis Gradino has moved up to 4th. Felix in 5th. They'll be looking to, they have 12 minutes to gain some time on their driver, on these drivers, and it looks like we got Davide. He's going to push it now, but Gabriel has quite a decent gap on him now. But Davide has the pace to do it. Let's see if he can catch him up. He has 11 minutes and 55 seconds left to do it. Hopefully his car can make it. He's pushing really hard. He's 7.9 seconds behind Gabriel. He's got a lot of time to make up. He has time, but maybe a mistake by Gabriel will cause that. But he's looking really solid out there in his X-ray. One of the few guys running the clear X-ray wing. I think it's mandatory now by all X-ray drivers. It seems to be. Oh, we heard Def Rev over there. And Davide's still 7.5. That flame out really did cause him some issues. Let's drop back, find car number 11, Lico. I'll let you know where he is in a minute, Frank. Yes, he's coming on the straightaway right now, the green car. Going up to the Italian corner. That is Lico making the trip all the way from Mexico. Viva Mexico. Lico had and just as I put the camera on Lico, he makes a mistake, and this is going to allow Felix to catch up a little bit. But Lico had a great race yesterday in the 40+. I thought that he had it. He did. He was doing quite well. Then he made a mistake in the chicane of death, and that caused him the victory. But I'm sure all of Mexico was happy for him. And I'm sure the president has promised him about 50,000 acres of Mexican land when he gets back there. And Lico's super excited to be out here. Known Lico for many years. It's great to see him making a trip out here. This is what RCGP is all about. International driving, getting people here to have fun. He's wrapped on, I think he's got, let's see, he might be one lap ahead of Felix here. Let's see how far in front, or are they having a good battle? Because Felix isn't too far behind him, and Felix is a good driver. He just had a really bad start. And of course, the man from Monaco is out to the lead without looking back. He grabbed it from the start, and he has not looked back at all. That is the man, Thomas Musso, trying to do it for HB and for Monaco and for France, because apparently he lives in France, not in Monaco. But he represents Monaco. So he has one foot in Monaco and 1 foot in France. Davide looks like he's making up some time on Gabriel. Is 3.9 seconds back. Felix is 3.9 seconds back from Lico in that green car, green S-Works. He's also one of the guys running the clear wings this weekend. Let's see if we can drop back, and let's find Felix on the track. Another good friend of mine. There's Felix going up, and he's going to go under the bridge now. And over the start-finish, Frank, the pink car. There he is. He's got Rene. Oh, and just as we put the camera on him, it looks like the commentator's curse has caught him again. But Felix making a trip with his family from France. He's also another good driver from France, and there's a lot of racing there. Spent some time over in Australia. He's got one of the best painted bodies I've seen, done by Ricky Designs down there in Australia. It's one of the most talented guys I've seen painting bodies. If you ever want to check out some good artwork, follow his Facebook page. He does some great work. Gabriel Estrino is comfortable in second. He's got a 6.87 second lead over his compadre, Davide. They were having a great race, but doesn't look like Davide is making too many mistakes to catch up. Felix now is trying to catch up to Lico But Lico looks like he has an 8-second. It's dropped down to 7.7 seconds. So he's making up some time, but he has 7 minutes left. I don't know if you'll see these guys come in and pit again. They should. I only saw one pit stop. But it looks like Lico is actually catching up to Renghe. So let's follow that. That's Lico coming up under the invisible speed bridge right there. And the V-Day is in front, Frank. There's the orange and white car that just is going up to the Italian corner right there. That is the V-Day, and Luis Guidino is coming behind him. He's not too far behind him. I think he's going to catch him up if Lico can keep it on all four. The V-Day is really fast, but he's making a lot of mistakes. Luis has a lot of experience. And hopefully he can catch him up. And we can get a race here going with these the Mexican and the Italian. And it looks like the V-Day is in for few, and he came in a little bit too hot there, but let's see if he can make out the time. Oh, and he had to wait. Good pitman waiting till the other driver went cross. And Lico comes out not too far behind him, so they came in the same time for fuel. Let's see how close they are when they come over the loop. But Lico looks like he got involved in some lap traffic back there, so he's going to have to make up some time. That number 11, S-Wax. For 5 minutes and 42 seconds. These guys don't have to make any more fuel stops. They're going to go hard. Gabriel comfortable in second with a 5.4 second lead over Davide, but that's still anything can happen because Davide is pushing it hard now. That Kyosho is flying. He's looking to catch up his countryman, Gabriel, but he does have some time to make up with only 5 minutes to go. But remember, they will all get to race again, another 20-minute final shortly. Well, later on today. All right, Frank, let's drop back to these two cars coming over the invisible speed gate bridge right there. They're going under now. The green car of Lico. We have the pink car of Felix. This is the closest battle I think we have going on here. Right now, Felix, after a very bad start, is gaining some time on Lico. Lico, a former JQ racer, now racing S-Wax over in Mexico with Ricardo Fausch and the great guys over there. And now we have a battle between him and Felix, who's a Mayako MX-8 driver. The pink car with white wheels, and Lico is the green car with the green wheels and clear wing. This is the closest battle we have going on. They are separated. Let's see when they come over the start-finish line here. Separated by 0.5 of a second, and Felix is on it. Felix just threw down 32.6. But the fastest lap of this race is done by our leader, Thomas Musso, in a 31 flat. He's just out cruising out there in front for a Sunday drive. But we got a battle here with, it looks like, and Lico makes a mistake, and Felix will take that position from him, and he'll move up to the fourth place start. Unfortunate for Felix that he got such a bad start. I think he could have had something for Thomas, but he will have another chance to do that in the second leg of the RC2A finals here. But Lico is he's still not too far behind, just 2.5 seconds behind, so he can still catch up Felix. But Felix is pretty dialed in. He doesn't make too much mistakes, and that sure is why he does pretty well there in France. But Lico is also in some traffic. He needs to get around that, and we have Musso right behind him, so he has to let Musso by because Musso is faster, and he's your leader. You watch Felix come onto the front straight. Musso is actually coming up behind him. He'll just stay on these guys because Musso is absolutely flying out there right now. He's looking to, unfortunately, put Felix down another lap But Felix is going to try and ward him off, but it's kind of hard because Musso is definitely on fire, and it's rightfully so. He's been fast all weekend, and he's just showing, wow, these guys are coming through this chicane so fast. That course attack engine seems to have some power going on the straightaway there too as well. It's flying, and Musso and I think Felix will let him through. Doesn't make sense racing with him, Felix. He's got you focus on coming fourth because that will count too in the end. We got 1 minute and 52 seconds left. Thomas Musso to a comfortable lead. Let's follow our leader to the end right there. Frank, you got him on camera. He's turning some fast laps. He's in the zone. He's got the flow, as we would say. If you know this quote from Bruce Leroy, you would know. The Last Dragon, he has the flow. Maybe people listening aren't old enough to know what that means, but I do. Great showing by Thomas Musso out there. Pretty happy with his Corsac engine. That thing singing down the straightaway here. Let's see it. Felix right behind him, but Felix is 2 laps down from Thomas, as Thomas went out from the start and didn't look back. But Gabriel, he's 12 seconds back, so maybe Gabriel can use this race to get some practice, and maybe he can make a challenge in the next round against Musso, because Gabriel's been looking very impressive as well. Here with his X-ray, him and his dad have been working really hard. I was talking to them earlier. It's always good to see the young racers doing well here. I really wish we would have seen more and more of these young, fast Italians come here. But hopefully we get to see a lot of the young UK racers come out and race in RC2 in August at the Nemo Raceway, which will be great. And maybe Nick can take me to a Manchester City game. And he says no. So I'll just have to take myself to a Manchester City game. Hopefully. Oh, Matt. I think Matt wants to take me. Not really? No, thanks. Yeah. Are they going to play Manchester City? Okay. We'll go to a Nottingham Forest. Like, is their mascot like Robin Hood? Not like a bow and arrow or something. As we talk about football, Thomas Musso going on a victory lap. Congratulations to the young man from Monaco. I still can't remember how to pronounce that, but he has been the creme of the creme here in RC2. Well-deserved win by him. Great run by Gabriel Astorino. Davide Terenge, I guess that's how you say his name. Great finish for Felix and Luis and Rene coming in 6th. Scott Walker, who says he can't drive, coming in 7th. Good run for Scott. Pascal Brown, your LCQ winner, coming up and finishing 8th. Good to see. Good to see. Let's see if Gabriel can find some more speed and make a challenge towards Musso here in the second race coming up later on today. As we look at our schedule, we will be back here at 3:30 local time.
Final 2, then we'll go right into RC.